Question 11, Don says, could I say then that implicit in the process of becoming adept is the possible partial polarization towards service to self, because simply the adept becomes disassociated with many of his kind, or like in the particular density in which he inhabits? Ross says, this is likely to occur. The apparent happening is disassociation, whether the truth is service to self and thus true disassociation from other selves, or service to others and thus true association with the heart of all other selves, and disassociation only from the illusory husks which prevent the adept from correctly perceiving the self and other self as one. This is just one of the most beautiful answers in terms of the process of disassociation from other selves. Speaking of this phenomenon that is the isolation in which we go through, which I already described as the holy bubble in which we get into, okay? Don's question is, as always, so on point, because is this service to self? Because you are isolating yourself from others, you don't want to know anything, you don't want anything to do with others. Is this truly so? Well, this can be, as Ross said, because it doesn't matter if you inherently think you're positive or negative, your thoughts don't count in this way, is how you process this. You see, because now you are in the process of seeing what it is that you're going to do with this consciousness awakening, right? Are you going to truly disassociate yourself from other people and become this holy bubble person? Or will you continue the process of inner work to, in the positive sense, of course, you're going to associate yourself with other selves? But how? How is that so? Let me explain to you how this happens. As I reread Ra's answer here, my God, I'm so excited to read this. It's awesome. It's just awesome and amazing. Also amazing. Okay, so Ra says, the apparent happening is this association. Okay, that's the apparent happening. Both, let's take three people, okay? Subject A is positive. Subject A and B are positive. Subject C is negative. Subject A, being positive, is going to disassociate itself, and well, all three are going to disassociate themselves from others, right? That is the apparent happening, disassociation. So all three subjects are disassociating themselves from others. Now, subject A, being positive, is going to get in that bubble and is going to remain there, okay? It will say, my energy is my energy, and I nobody can pierce this bubble because I'm so blessed and divine and so on. And plus, my energy, I just feel it leak all the time, and just me and so on. I'm using the example of the energy, but there are so many other things that come. I mean, you can become very, again, holy man syndrome. I was saying my philosophy is the one, and nobody should be tampering with my beliefs. And there are so many egotistical, spiritual ego bloating here that can happen within this bubble because you're disassociating yourself from other people and their beliefs and their ways of living. And I have seen this. I'm so grateful to have seen it in people, because it has shown me what I am capable of doing too. And so I just, whenever I see it, I liberate myself from it. No attachment to those bubbles. It's kind of my motto here, my motto. So okay, subject A is going to remain in that bubble. That's it. It's stuck. Subject A is stuck. Subject B being positive, will go into the bubble, will do the inner work and realize that it has been creating this disassociation. Why? Because Ra says, whether the truth is service to self and thus true disassociation from other selves, this is for subject C. But subject B will service to others and thus true association with the heart of all other selves, right? And disassociation only from the illusory husks which prevent the adept from correctly perceiving the self and other self as one. So the work, the inner work that is created in this disassociation is to allow yourself to see how other people are simply minds just like your own, with biases, with confusion, with love, with preferences, etc. All of this you see and you say, oh, those are the husks, you see, illusory husks that make them see different than me. You know, this person is into this, which I am not, and they talk about this, which I abhor, or they talk about this, which I like, and so on. These are not true connections. They're not full interconnectedness. They're just simply things that for us to interact, for us to have multiplicity of being in manifestation. But in the center, when you look at yourself and you see, let me bring in my methodology of the direct path, because when you go straight into the essence of being and you see, oh, what I am is not this illusory husk of personality, right? And you look at yourself and say, what I am is this, simply being. Oh, but other people are also that, behind the mask of the mind and their activities. Let's not call it egos. We're not judges of that. It's just the mind's activity. Everybody has a mind, and that mind is an activity. And so that activity manifests in a certain way. So all you're seeing is the manifestation of a mind. But behind that mind, there is the heart, the true heart of all other selves, as Ra says. So you go into your bubble to do this work. Whether you do it or not is going to be the difference between you being subject A or subject B. And a mix of these two. And now to finish off, subject C will actually be bamboozled by this bubble and say, oh yes, they are not me. I am the only one that is me. You see, I am this God that I just realize, and everybody else is just a creation, my creation. So I just have to order them and control them because they're not acting just like I would like them to act. So true disassociation, right, from other selves, that's what the negative path will do. God, this is beautiful. I can go on for an hour here. I should have made just one episode about this because there's so much to talk about, but let's continue on. Don says in question 12, then you say that this effect of disassociation on the service to others adept is a stumbling block or slowing process in reaching that goal, which he aspires to. Is this correct? No. This is incorrect, Ra says. This disassociation from the miasma of illusion and misrepresentation of each and every distortion is a quite necessary portion of an adept's path. It may be seen by others to be unfortunate. Beautiful. Beautiful. So why is Don incorrect? Because he says this effect of disassociation on the service to others at depth is a stumbling block or slowing process in reaching that goal. No, it's not, because this phenomenon of the bubble is necessary. You see, it's not that it's a stumbling block, like, oh my God, I'm here. That's why I said it's fine that you're in your bubble. That is where you do the inner work. But if you stay there and you avoid the inner work in favor of these suggestions that I see quite often interpreted as you have to become this solidified person within your own beliefs and so on, and especially with the energy transfer, I've been talking about that a lot recently, and keeping your energy for yourself. These are just terrible interpretations, because for the positive path, I mean, it's a terrible interpretation because it just creates this persona who is, again, the holy man syndrome. And so, yes, it's not a stumbling block. What did Ross say? This disassociation from the miasma of illusion, I love that, and misrepresentation of each and every distortion. You see, you're disassociating yourself from an illusion and misrepresentation of each and every distortion of other people. You have to do that. You have to see that that's not who they are. You see, do you know what Jesus said at the cross? Forgive them, Father, for they know, what do they say? Do I remember? For they know not what they do, something like that. Yes, I should reread my Bible. Forgive them for, I know it in Spanish, I just don't know how to say it in English. Perdónalos, Padre, porque ellos no saben lo que hacen. Because they don't know what they're doing. That's not how they said it. It's phrased differently in English, and I forget. So, all right, that is exactly it. You're becoming aware of what they're not. That is a quite necessary portion of an adept's path. It may be seen by others to be unfortunate, though, because people will say, "Oh, you see, he's not the same person. He's not that funny guy that he used to be, and he's not interested in these things anymore." So yeah, because they were so attached to your personality, but in many ways your personality, for once, is becoming more vivid. And so people who miss your old self, yeah, they're going to see it unfortunate. But those who appreciate you truly for what you are, they're going to see you shine, and they're going to be wowed by your being. So it's quite all right that some people within their own personalities, they don't resonate with you anymore, and they say, no, that's not who you are for me. You are this person, and I like you to be this person. And you say, I'm sorry, but I just realized that I'm not that. I'm this. I've always been this. Oh, there's so much we can talk about here. But yeah, this is quite necessary. I should probably just make a one episode out of this. It's so fascinating.